Hi, y'all. I'm back again. I decided to make another vlog video to talk about my narcolepsy and its symptoms. So, most people who would hear the word narcolepsy, if they know what it is, instantly thinks of somebody who falls asleep, or what they see in the movie with the people like passing out in their soup or just randomly falling to the ground. Now, in some extreme cases, it's kind of similar to that, but for the most part, that's way exaggerated, like super exaggerated. And I mean, I have my cataplexy episodes are pretty serious at times, but bear with me and I'll go through this with you. So, type 2 narcolepsy is the most common narcolepsy, and it is basically extreme exhaustion uh, to the point that you have to take naps, like serious naps, um, extreme fatigue and things like that. So that's the most common one. Now I have type 1, and type 1 is a little bit more extreme. I These are my personal symptoms that I have myself, and this is not something that I'm pulling out of a book or I'm talking about someone else's. No, these are my symptoms. These are what I live with on a day-to-day basis and what I have to go through. Um, Hence why I'm doing this, because this is the only way I can get this out without feeling like I'm ready to pull my hair out. So here we go. Um, I first started noticing extreme exhaustion. Now, it's the same with type 2, that I was so fatigued that I had to sleep all the time. I was taking and I was taking up to 3 to 4 naps a day for multiple hours. I think I only had maybe 4 functioning hours a day. Now, if you think about it, that means I was sleeping for 20 hours in a 24-hour day. That is no existence. I've seen bears who hibernate lighter than that, you know? So that was the first thing that we noticed was wrong. It was extreme, like seriously extreme. So then we started noticing that whenever I got a big emotion, I kind of fell asleep, or I whenever I would do something that was a small, meaningless task, like bringing in groceries, I would immediately have to go take a nap. And it was happening more and more and more. Anytime I sat down for longer than 2 minutes, I was asleep. Like, you see those memes on Facebook or social media where it's like you see the person saying, "Oh, yeah, you want to watch a movie?" And then the next image is them sleeping. Yeah, that was me every freaking time. It drove my friends and family nuts because I snore when I sleep. So, yeah, they didn't get to watch many movies. So, anytime I sat down, I was just resting my eyes. I was not resting my eyes. I was out like a light bulb. Okay. Now, then once we got the narcolepsy diagnosis, I noticed the cataplexy happening. Cataplexy is loss of muscle control. Um, my cataplexy episodes occur when I am shocked, scared, happy. I have them during sex, and that is actually fairly common, and more people have it than they realize. And the only way I found this out was through my Facebook support group. Um, when my mother gasps when we're in the car because somebody slammed on their brakes, I have a cataplexy episode. Like I said, it starts with tingling, kind of like your foot falling asleep. That tingling goes up my neck, up the back of my head, up my jaw. My jaw will go slack. My eyes will flutter close or roll back, and my head will drop forward. I actually had 3 cataplexy episodes after making the first video because I was so anxious. My anxiety does affect my cataplexy. It will cause me to have an episode. My family and I joke around because that's how I deal with things, is with humor. And we joke that I'm a fainting goat. Now, it may look exactly the same or very similar to fainting goats. However, they're very different. There have been multiple research studies to show that we are very different than what a fainting goat does. But my joke is, I am a fainting goat. Now, an extreme cataplexy episode for me, the easiest one for me to explain is on the 4th of July. I cannot watch fireworks anymore without earplugs in. I was at a friend's house. We were out in the boonies. They shot off fireworks above me during the day, testing them out to make sure things were going right. They shot one off as I was walking across the driveway. It exploded above me. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know they had shot it off. It boomed. I got startled, and I melted like the Wicked Witch of the West onto the concrete. I fell forward. I just melted into this puddle of nothingness, and I was out for a couple of minutes. Now, when I say out, I am not saying asleep. I am aware of everything happening around me. I can hear what's going on around me, and I am aware of anyone touching me. So I know I'm not asleep, but part of my body is asleep. I have no control over my muscles or things like that for a few moments. It took about 2 minutes, and I came back to, and I just sat there on the concrete for a little bit. Friend brought me a bottle of water, and after a little while I could get up on Bambi legs and walk back inside. So being startled, being anxious, laughing too hard at jokes or at my friends being goofy will cause me to have one. Being scared, I'm not allowed to go into haunted houses anymore. Things like that is what kills me. I can't I can't even drive. I cannot drive. I've lost my independence when it comes to driving because if somebody were to cut me off and it startled me, or a ambulance goes flying past me and it startles me, I have a cataplexy episode. And do I slam on the brake? Do I push on the gas? We don't know. So I become a liability. The last one is the sleep paralysis. The sleep paralysis is terrifying because it comes along with hallucinations. If I am super, super, super exhausted and I've pushed it too far and I've pushed it too long, I will go lay down in bed. I will start to fall asleep, but then I will wake up, but I cannot move. I see an old woman standing next to me, and she is just the horrible. Like, I know she's not real because I can feel that she's not real, but it's still terrifying. And often when I know I'm going to have sleep paralysis is when I've pushed it so far that I'm so exhausted, I start seeing bugs crawling all over things. Oh yeah, did I mention we have hallucinations? I will see bugs or snakes crawling and slithering all over things. And I know I'm going to have a sleep paralysis that night or the next morning because of it. These are all very common things for type 1. I'm sure there are more symptoms out there that I'm not aware of. These are just the ones I experience. These are the ones that frustrate me so much at times and make my life so rough and make it to where I have to cancel plans, or I have to exclude myself from my friends and family's plans, or I have to take a nap in the middle of a holiday celebration and miss out on time with my family members that I hardly get to see. These are the things that frustrate me. These are the things that make this so very difficult, that I'm learning to cope with them, but it doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Coping with it and being happy about it are two different things. I'm starting to accept the new me, the new life that I have, the new life that I'm leading, the very limited life that I'm leading. And it is not something that is easy. That is something to keep in mind. We have a disease, a neurological disease, that is invisible to normal people. And where it might seem funny or a joke, this is so very real. And those of us that suffer from it get so frustrated and need a little bit extra understanding. So that is my symptoms as far as I can recall. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share, and that way we can spread awareness about narcolepsy. Love you.